Good day, everybody. Welcome back to the Yoga Show and ACTV. It's a beautiful day in March, and we are working today on shoulders and torso. We're working mostly on our mat sitting, and then about halfway through, we're going to pop onto a chair. So grab a chair, all right, whatever chair is handy, and if sitting is not comfortable for you, remember to elevate the hips and put your hips up on the pillow or the blanket or a cushion. And I might very well do that myself because I'm a little stiff today. All right, let's just roll the shoulders a little bit. And remember to release a little bit and focus only on your practice, your breath. The breath will get us through, okay? So let's move those shoulders a little bit. Move the torso a little bit too, and just kind of rock like you're kind of rocking more than you want to in a boat. Don't want to rock too much, and move those shoulders around a little bit. And see if we can bring the arms out. Now, if you're a little bit stiff, if it's morning for you, you might get this far right now. If you can manage to get your arms up next to your ears, that's just wonderful and marvelous. So just take some nice breaths. Gently press the feet down a little bit so we have some good structure and a nice tall spine. And just breathe here. And if you'd like to, go ahead and take a little swing. But, you know, without dumping yourself in the water, just taking a little swing here in the boat. And this is involving our upper back a little bit too. So holding still now, we're nice and straight, palms are forward. We're only going to move the arms side to side. Now, a lot of people, they want to do this. We're going to try to straighten our arms as best as possible and just slide them side to side like we're wiping fog off a window a little bit. And you'll feel this is really engaging the upper back. And you might need a little break here. Just relax the arms for a moment. And then one more time, reaching out and then scoop it up to the top, straight arms, palms forward, and slide just the hands a little bit side to side. And just work within your breath. And so much of this stretching today, you actually will find your spot and you can close your eyes, and that's just absolutely wonderful, and that helps relax us and really get deep into the nice stretch. So most of this is just very gentle stretching today. We're a little bit more senior oriented today, so that's what we're working on today. The feet are crossed if possible. One arm is going to come up, the other fingers are going to brace gently. And we're going to take a slight lateral bend to one side. Very slight here so that we don't pressure the low back. We want the stomach in nice and tight. And we're just going to hold over here, and you might feel a couple of pops or cracks. And that happens to me all the time. Bring it up. And bring it up, straight up, and stretch first. Now, this may be enough for you today. Otherwise, if you want a little more, stomach tight. Keep that stomach in tight. Draw the belly button backward. And reaching over to this side. And as we reach, we want to make sure that this hip is pressing down to the ground. So we don't want to travel with the stretch over here. We want to keep both cheeks on the ground, both sits bones on the ground. And other side. Inhale, raising up. And exhale, take it over again, tight belly. Pressing this hip and thigh down a little bit, just enough to stay level. And just enjoying this stretch. Go ahead, close your eyes anytime you want. I'll cue you with my voice to come out of something or make a change. So you don't have to stare at the screen the whole time and break your neck and if you're in a funky position, reaching up. Last time here, exhale softly, reaching up and away with the fingernails and over. Just enjoy. Bringing it back to center. Let's work those shoulders a little bit more. And before we go a little bit further, I want to swipe and dust the floor almost with our chest here. So we're taking not quite a U-turn, but we're taking a little bit of a swivel, like a little half moon, with our chest nice and square toward the ground. So we're just opening up our low back a little bit, our side hips, and getting some lubrication and some blood flow in there. So just Get this going about, I don't know, maybe about 10 sets. And we're really literally dusting and dusting. You can bring your hands to the floor here if you want to. And just feel this in the glutes and the hips here. If that's too much for you, just come up a little bit higher. And come back up to the top. Flex the feet slightly so the outer feet are pressing down. And then just drop forward and let that back open up a little bit, letting that spine open up, letting space come in between each vertebra. And just take 3 or 4 good breaths here. Keep your eyes closed, relax your hands any way that works for you today. Trying to keep the shoulders away from our earlobes, so we're relaxing the shoulders down. Now again, if this isn't working for you, go ahead and stay in your fold. If this isn't working for you, you can bring the legs out to the side and drop forward a little. You can also do that when you're swinging a little bit, so that's perfectly fine as well in our next twist as well. So we're folding, we're still folding here, and if you want, push yourself a little bit more and then roll it up. Take a nice inhale when you're ready, nice and tall. Stretch from the crown and the back is tall, one hand in front, one hand behind on the ground, and a little exhale as you twist the shoulders very gently to one side. So again, if this is trying it all, stay right here. If this is trying it all, or you're feeling like you're pulling back toward the tailbone or lumbar spine, we don't want to do that. So we need to elevate the hips a little bit, which would be with our pillow or a blanket under the buns, not under the hamstrings, and we can take our stretch like this, and see the back is much straighter. So I'm just going to stay like this for a moment. We want to take a good 5 breaths here. Stay in your twist, and your hands are bracing somewhere in front bracing and in back bracing. The shoulders are down, the chest is open, the collarbone is open, and the crown is nice and tall. Just enjoy your stretch here, breathing a nice full breath into the body. And very slowly unwind to the front. And just let your back reset a little bit. A little settling. Take a nice breath in. Your stomach is in moderately, firmly, and a little twist to the other side. We're leading here with our shoulders. And we can brace a little bit here if we want to too, or just come to the ground. And again, holding for about 5 breaths. Just relax, close your eyes if you want to, and hold for 5 breaths or so. Relaxing into the breathing, enjoying the little bit of a stretch here in the torso, a little stretch in the obliques. And by the way, just, be proud of yourself. You're here, and you're doing some yoga stretching with me. So aren't we all lucky? So just be proud of yourself for being here. A couple more breaths. And slowly unwind back to the center. We're going to bring our knees and feet forward a little bit. I'm going to lose my cushion. And you can have your feet away from the body, or your feet can be close to the body. I'm going to turn just a little bit this way. And we're going to just curl back from the pelvis, from the tailbone, curling the spine and coming back up a little bit. If you prefer to do some cat and puppy stretches in your hands in tabletop position, that's absolutely fine too. Just kind of rolling here, and you can come a little farther back if you want to. Rolling down, bring the arms forward, opening up the back, upper back. Bring the hands together if you can. Now pull your fingers forward, sitting straight up, and bring your feet forward, or cross-legged again, bringing one arm out to the side. Take an inhale here, and exhale, cross over the body, pushing that water in the swimming pool gently. Open it up, and push the water flow. And open it up, working some more rotation here in the shoulder. Inhale back. 2 more. Exhale. This arm doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Just keep it comfortable. Keep your wrists nice and straight here. And last one. And relax that shoulder. Bring the other arm out on your inhale. Good stretch. Pulling that arm away from the shoulder, getting space, and then cross over the chest. Not too high here, but over the chest. And inhale, open up. And exhale across. If your body decides to twist a tiny bit, that's okay. And exhale across. Nice tight abdominals. And 3 more, I think we'll make 6. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale 1 more. Exhale. And inhale. And relax and reset again. Take a little roll if you want to. And we're going to get ready to have a seat. So let's grab our chair. And these are going to be some moderate to gentle stretches. We're sitting forward in our chair so that our back isn't touching the back of the chair. So move the tush a little bit forward and the knees a little bit forward, sitting nice and tall. Alrighty, roll those shoulders a little bit. Lace the fingers, turning the palms up if you can, and draw your arms forward. And then slowly lift up. Make sure we're moving slowly here. Now, if you want to, move the ribs around a little bit here. Make some good space in the ribs. Just move around a little bit here. Wiggle. And if you want to, relax those hands. Something that might be a little deeper is pull your ribs off the hips. Some people used to do this as a dance. Don't remember what that was called. Part of a dance. Bring this up again. Flip the palms. Raising up. See if you can lace those fingers comfortably. Make sure this is pretty safe for your shoulders. And stretch it up. Oh, that feels wonderful. And bring your arms out to the side. So we're going to take our feet out to goddess pose. Goddess pose is a plie squat with our arms out to about a cactus tree. And our knees are pretty well pulling backwards, so we don't want our knees collapsing in here. So push down in the feet a little bit and keep the knees open here. We're going to take this arm, bring it down to our thigh, and we're going to slide away from this thigh, sliding away from this thigh, and sliding a little towards this thigh with a little side lateral bend. This hand, just go ahead and drop it and get it out of the way if you can. You're welcome to hold the chair. We're just holding right here. We're going to do 2 versions of this. We're making sure our chest is forward. So what we want to avoid is this. So we want to pull this top shoulder back. It feels like a little twist, and actually it is. So you want to keep the navel pulling in nice and tight. And slowly draw back up. Relax and release a little bit. Now you can do this same thing again, or we're going to boost it up a little bit here and involve a little bit of upper body and a little resistance. Legs stay the same. We're going to slide out again, bringing these ribs to our thigh, and pivot the arm a little bit here, and bring your elbow, if you can, slightly inside the leg, and give a little resistance here. I'm pushing a little bit on the inside of my leg here, and I'm answering back. So I've got a little resistance going here. If my chest is nice and open, I'm going to go ahead and bring my hand straight out from the shoulder. Straight out. So my legs are strong right now, my feet are flat, my toes are spread out, and then again, if I feel like it, or if you feel like it, bring your arm up over the ear. Not necessary if you have any shoulder issues. You can bring it straight out and just hold here. Pull the stomach in and really breathe comfortably. And feel this upper back working back here. I can't point there right now. Breathing. Relax this top arm, releasing the shoulder, coming back to center. And take a little reset for your spine here. And we're going to take a little pivot this way. And we're going to come into a little bit of a warrior, a little bit of a crescent warrior. Now, this sounds kind of funny. One cheek is now on the chair. One cheek is off the chair. These hamstrings off the chair. So we're in a lunge. The back heel is up. This knee is at least below the hip, and if you're limber enough, you're welcome to bring this leg back more. Pull in the belly. The inside hand here next to the chair, please hold on to the chair just comfortably, and raise that long-legged arm straight up. You can take a slight back bend if you want to, or just hold straight up here. Sorry if I'm in front of my face here. I'll put my arm here instead. And I'm drawing my left hip forward. And I'm feeling a tightness right here in the gluteals. And now just release out of that. Bend this knee a little bit more. And let this knee drop. Now hold on to the chair. Let this knee drop a little bit. You're going to tip a little bit. Just releasing a little bit. Come back to nice level hips. And here we go one more time. Drawing that back heel back. We want to make sure we're on the toes, though. We don't want to do this with the foot. I can't even do that with my foot, actually. Drawing this heel away, elongating that front body, and lifting this outside hand, same leg, same arm up. You can also put the hand behind your head if you want to, pulling the belly in. I'm safe because I'm holding the back of the chair. My hips are square, facing forward. One more breath. Stomach in, and relax, and a little quarter turn back to the front. We're going to keep this knee bent, quarter turn back to the front, and keep this leg straight. Okay, let's get this leg in front of the hip, pretty much, so we're not out here, but we're in front of the hip. We're going to slide our long arm down the long leg. This arm's going to come up, and again, we're forward, and very gently slide this hand ever so slightly down. You can't really get very far here. It just doesn't work because the body is zigzagging, so don't be hard on yourself. Hold the stomach in tight. We've got some lumbar compression here, so hold the belly in nice and tight here for 3 breaths. And if you want, again, just close your eyes. Ah, this feels good. We're pulling in deeply, pulling the belly way back to the spine, enjoying our breath, enjoying the stretch. And relax that arm right in front of the face around the clock. That way there's no strain in the shoulders. Bring your feet slightly apart here as far as you want, and we're just going to drop and stretch out our spine a little. Just drop down into forward fold. Relax your arms, relax your head, just drop everything. And just stay here upside down and let that space come through your spine. Relax, close your eyes. I'll give you some warning when we need to move. This feels good. We could just stay here. Let's slowly roll our way up again. Really articulate here through each vertebra. Feel each vertebra. Relaxing. We're bringing ourselves into goddess again, making sure the knees are right above the ankles. That's very, very important. Nice and tall. Take an inhale to lengthen. And we're taking this forearm, and we're going to slide it a little bit down this thigh. And again, this hand somewhere out of the way behind would be really nice. And you're going to feel that sort of a sweet spot there, and it's going to say, okay, stop. That's fine. Stop right there, and that's where you want to stop. We don't want to overstretch. So breathe, enjoy, the shoulders drawing back, stomach is in, and you may be feeling some work here, even in the hips and the low back. This is bringing in a lot of power. This is a lot of work in the torso, a lot of work in the shoulders, torso, even a little bit of hips today. So, and slide back up a little bit. Very, very slowly, and just reset a little bit. And again, you can try this one again, or you can do the slightly more powerful one, which will involve a little more muscle. So we're going to come back to that same spot, palm up. So we keep our arm and shoulder open, bicep open, and we're going to slide down again, abs tight. We're facing nice and square and forward. Oh, and that's the spot where my body wants to stop. So I'm going to stop here, pull my belly in tighter, my arm slightly inside, and I'm going to resist a little. This elbow or tricep pushing slightly into my leg, and my leg is answering back with a little resistance, this arm out of the way. Or we can pull that arm straight out away from the shoulder, making sure this hip and thigh stay down and they don't travel away with us. And if you prefer, you can bring this arm over the top if you'd like to. 2 more breaths here. Relax. Just enjoy. You're feeling a little work in the upper back here. That's exactly wonderful, what we should be feeling. And drop this arm, coming back up to the top. Oh, yeah. Okay, we're going to elong this leg this time. We're going to take a little quarter turn the other way. Again, reset a little bit here. Relax your lumbar spine. Take a little roll and a quarter turn as this leg and cheek drop off the chair. This ankle is directly under this knee, pulling our leg backward till we feel just an ever so slight conversation with our body talking to us here. Abs pulled in tight. The toes are into the ground. This hand protecting back here, holding somewhere. And this arm comes up, raising nice and tall up. Or if you're limber enough and you want to take that back bend, that's just fine. Just make sure your back leg is bent. And if you're feeling this side's a little different and more flexible, you can pull this foot back a little bit more if you want. You're feeling this in your psoas area, lower hip flexor, upper hip flexors. And 2 more breaths here. Enjoy. And relax that arm down, nice and slow. Take a quarter turn forward again. This leg is going to straighten out to the side. The toes are out, the heels are a little bit in. That left arm is going to, or excuse me, if we're mirroring, whatever arm is working for you is going to come straight up. We're nice and square, stomach tight. On our exhale, slide very gently down for our little reverse warrior. Seated reverse warrior. Abs in very, very tight here. We've got lumbar compression in different directions. Lumbar spine working very, very hard here, so be cautious. Breathe, enjoy. Two more breaths. And relax that upper arm, let it cross in front of the body. Release, open your eyes again. Oh yeah, bend the legs. Shake out a little bit of a roll here. Massaging your lumbar spine, releasing some of that compression. And extend your spine a little bit and just fall forward, drawing the more space into the spine, and our spine is opening up here. And this feels wonderful. Let your head relax, let your shoulders relax, and your arms, and oh my gosh, maybe a little nappy. And hold here for a couple more breaths. Close your eyes. Isn't this wonderful? Now, as we roll up, I want you to really articulate here. As we're breathing out, very slowly rolling up, really feel each vertebra rising again, coming back up to alignment. And just enjoy. And the chin and head come up last. Don't get dizzy, roll your shoulders a little bit. Got a couple more minutes left, so we're going to come to the ground one more time. Stepping off, you can use your pillow, don't have to use your pillow. I'm going to get my chair out of the way. And we're going to sit our hands back behind us a little bit. We're going to take our feet apart enough so that when we collapse our knees and legs don't layer, okay? So just let your knees drop to one side here. Now, if you prefer to lay back a little bit on your elbow, I'm not going to do that because I'll squish my transmitter here, but you can lay back on your elbows and do this, all right? I'm going to sit up a little bit, leaning back, sitting up on my hands, and let the knees drop to one side. My feet are well separated, and nothing is constricting, so I'm not stopping. I'm totally free to just let this hip flop around, and that's what we want here. Just let it flop around, keep that stomach pretty tight in, especially when we change here, so that we don't put any extra pressure on our hips and our back. And then bring it back up to center. And on an exhale, let your knees drop over to one side again. Relax your shoulders, draw your shoulders down. We want to remember, try not to do this. So we always want our shoulders away from the earlobes. Letting the knees drop very comfortably. There's no goal that you have to touch the ground here. If you'd like to, draw this knee down a little further. That's just a choice. Just let your hips roll. And bring it up one more time. Relax the legs. Bring one leg all the way forward. Bring the other leg in. The bottom of this foot touching the inside of this thigh. We want to roll and keep this thigh straight up. So roll that thigh in a little bit. The knee faces straight up. Inhale, lengthening here. And on your exhale, crawl forward like you're crawling down up a pipe. And you're going to hold on here. We're not pulling. We're just holding ourselves in place. You can also use a strap or a belt if you want to. But you don't need to come far forward. Just probably finding you're very pliable right now in your back. Feeling this in the low back. We're almost finished. Just another minute or two. Breathe. And slowly come back up, and let's do the other side. Again, bottom of the foot into this thigh. This leg faces straight up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw the heart forward. We're coming forward from the chest. We're not coming down. And grab whatever you can grab here without pulling, and just hold here. Feeling this a lot in the low back and maybe the outer hip. This is a great way to open up safely for the low back. Couple more breaths, relaxing. And slowly help yourself back up. Relax the shoulders. How do you feel? You did a wonderful job today. Take a stretch out. Inhale. And draw it all the way up if you can. Close it off at the heart. And I thank you for being with me at the yoga show today. Thank you from ACTV, and I will see you next time. Stay strong, all right? Namaste.